Welcome to a new update as Bitcoin has been correcting after a slight breakout. Are we finally going to see that higher low that we all want to see before the actual run can happen? Or are we still into a bull trap? That's what we're going to discuss today, but before we can continue, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe beneath, as that's helping me a lot to grow this channel. Also, if you do enjoy the content, our trade letter and premium membership can be tested for 1 week for free, and both can be found in the description beneath. It's a very easy link. You can just test it out for 1 week, and then up to you if you want to join our community. If we're looking at the markets, we can say that Monday has been great for risk on assets, as we saw ISM coming in way lower. On Tuesday, we've had job openings which were way worse than expected as well. And today we've got two new numbers coming in which the employment and also ISM services PMI, which both were way more positive than expected. So we can see conflicting numbers happening at this point, which means that the eyes are towards the unemployment on Friday. That's going to be the big trigger of the markets, and that's what we're looking at right now. So in this update, we are not going to focus too much on macro. We are actually going to focus on what the markets might be bringing in terms of TA, as we have been seeing some volatility going upwards in the previous week, and now we are into a correction which is generally quite natural, and we're looking to crucial levels to hold, and we could actually be seeing the bounce already as the DXY is showing strength. So let's off this introduction and let's get towards the charts. Now, when we're looking at the price action of Bitcoin, it's very simple, in which we have seen a big breakout from 19.3 all the way towards 20.5, which finally broke this entire range construction. We went upwards. We were actually printing a new higher high as we were taking out the actual highs here. So we got a new higher high, and therefore we are looking for a higher low to sustain this uptrend, in which we can start targeting the ultimate goal, which is 22.4. In order to do so, we are still into a territory where people are ultimately quite feared on the markets and are finding itself into that perspective through which every bounce gets shorted and through which every bounce gets sold off. And that's what we're seeing here, in which we've had this beautiful run up, but we have also been seeing no real retest of the breakout here. Alright, so this run up has happened due to the fact that ISM PMI on Monday was worse, and also job openings were worse. This correction is mostly happening due to that the DXY is getting into support and bouncing, and due to that economic data is better than expected. And when we're looking at the DXY, we can definitely see that we are having a big bounce here. The higher time frame view is still ultimately the same, in which I'm still expecting us to be topping out on the DXY at this point. Especially Friday will be important for that, and we have been looking at a level here for a bounce, which technically speaking we have been retesting on the DXY here, and therefore this strong bounce is taking place. Ultimately, I think that the DXY is getting into a resistance zone, and primarily I'm looking at this block here for resistance to be happening. If that cracks, next resistance zone is there, and from there we have to see how fast it comes down. If it is going to be a heavy rejection, this is the zone that we want to short and therefore project a new low, and then the trend on downwards is going to continue on the DXY, and therefore we can see also the trend on Bitcoin going to continue up. What I said on Euro USD in the live stream is that we had to break 89 cents, 98 cents, apologies, and we have been doing that, retesting here, accelerating towards next resistance point, even continued to do so, in which we were cracking that high, but we fell all the way down, and due to this very volatile move to the upside, we are currently retesting levels here, which means that while DXY is getting into a resistance zone, it means that other assets like Euro and like Bitcoin are getting into territories of support. So when we're looking at the TA, I think there are a few scenarios that we could be watching. Alright, first of all, lower time frame based, we have been taking out the lows here, so we could be into the low here already. So this entire region that we have here is the actual long zone, in which from there we can start projecting two TPs. First of all, this is the first TP at 20.7, second is 22.4. Crucial is that we're holding the level at 19.6 for support. If that is not going to sustain as support, very likely that we're going to break south quite fast, and then I'm projecting range lows at 18.4 as real support over there to be tested. So I'm looking at that in this case, and if we are looking at the scenarios, it's very simple. 20.7 is scalp short region, but I think that you're definitely trading against the trend, so you reduce the size of the actual trade. For longs, you're looking at the range between 19.6 to 19.8, which is currently being hit as long region, and then you can start investigating a long like this, in which you target and project 22.4k and get an RR of even 8, which is ultimately the best case, right? So I think that right now we are actually swapping the trend from a downwards trend towards an upwards trend, as long as we hold this crucial level here. If we do, then we're going to target the range highs, but it's at least for now, coming 48 hours, it will probably be something like this until unemployment comes out, and then we can start digesting the actual trend. And then we can also see the DXY and Euro and altcoins start to make a move. So conclusion of this before we end off is area of zones for longs is the area between 19.65 to 19.85. 20.7 target, 22.4 target. Short zones are those TPs. 20.7 is quite crucial as quite critical, because if we break through, we go to 22.4. But if we want to short here, it is going to be a little bit tricky as you're trading against the trend. Let's have a conclusion of this update. I hope you have enjoyed this update in which we were covering the TA on Bitcoin, and I hope you have liked my part on the DXY as well. Tomorrow we are going live, 7 p.m. Central European time. That's the moment where you can jump in and ask me everything on the markets. Also, if you do enjoy the content, hit that like button, subscribe beneath, and make sure that you're actually looking for the premium membership and trade letter as well. Stay calm, don't go crazy on the trading. I'll see you again tomorrow. Ciao.